Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nicholla Lalla, and I will be reciting a speech entitled, Now We Can Begin, What's Next, by Eastman in the year 1920. Most women will agree that the day the federal suffrage amendment was enacted is a day to begin with. Men are saying, thank God this everlasting women's fight is over. Women are saying, now we can begin. Now they can say what they are really after. And what they are truly after, in common with the rest of the struggling world, is freedom. All feminists are familiar with the revolutionary leader who can't see the women's movement. What's the matter with women? My wife's all right. And his wife, one usually finds, is raising his children in a Bronx flat or a dreary suburb, to which he occasionally returns for food or sleep, or when all other stimulus is wrung from the fight. What then is the matter with women? It seems to me to be this: how to arrange the world so that women can be seen as human beings and not destined by the accident of sex to one field, homemaking and child raising. And if she decides homemaking and child raising, to have that occupation recognized by the rest of the world as work, requiring a definite economic reward and not merely entitling the performer to be dependent on some man. How do we approach this freedom of choice in occupation for women? First, by breaking down all remaining barriers that make it difficult for women to enter into and succeed in various professions. Chief among these remaining barriers is inequality in pay. Second, we must institute a revolution in the early training of both boys and girls. It should be womanly as well as manly to earn your own living. I need not add that the second part of that revolution would be more passionately resisted than the first. Men will not give up their privileged helplessness without a struggle. The average man has a carefully cultivated ignorance about what to do with household matters. The average man has a carefully cultivated ignorance about household matters, from what to do with the crumbs to the grocer's telephone number. It was his mother's fault in the beginning, and half-consciously he began to cultivate that helplessness, until today it is to the despair of feminist wives. A growing number of men admire the woman who has her own job and like the idea of their wives contributing to the family income. But these breadwinning wives have not yet developed homemaking husbands. When the two return home from the factory, he sits down while she prepares dinner, and he does so with exactly the same foreordained right as if he were supporting her. Higher up in the economic scale, the same thing is true. The business or professional woman's responsibility is not shifted. She may be like her husband, a busy executive at the office whole day, but unlike him, she is also executive in her house, every morning and every night. Her noons are spent planning, and too often her Sundays and public holidays are spent just catching up. How can we change the nature of a man so that he will honorably share that work and responsibility, and thus make the homemaking enterprise a song instead of a burden? Perhaps we must cultivate a little bit of that high-priced helplessness ourselves. But fundamentally, it's a problem of education, of early training. We must bring up feminist sons. Is there any such thing then as freedom of choice in occupation for women? And is the family the inevitable economic unit, and women's individual economic independence out of the question? The feminist must have answers to these questions, and she has. With the feminist ideal of education accepted in home and schools, and with all remaining barriers removed in every single field of human activity, there should be no reason why a woman should not almost become a human being. It will be time enough to consider whether she has a soul. Thank you.